Hey folks, my guest today is Akshat Chaudhry. He's the founder and CEO of BlogVault, Malcare, and WP Remote. These services allow over 20,000 customers to build and manage high-performance websites with ease. Akshat, you ready to take us to the top?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You bet. So 20,000 users, that's a ton of customers. Are you playing like in the WordPress extension ecosystem or some marketplace?
Yes, we do. We are a part of the WordPress ecosystem. So we are a software as a service and not a plugin per se.
I see. I see. So which of these tools is the biggest? BlogVault, Malcare, and WP Remote. Which one has the most users?
I think Malcare today is our biggest product.
And it has the most revenue as well?
Uh, it's I think fairly well balanced, though I would still say Malcare uh, is uh, is the leader. So all three
Okay.
products are it's a suite. They all go hand in hand.
Okay, so explain how they work together. What's a customer pay you for? What do they get?
So they can buy individual products also, but they can buy the whole suite. And WP Remote, so you can buy BlogVault individually for $90 a year. You can buy Malcare individually for $100 a year for a single site, or you can buy them together at 149. There's another plan at 299 for a single site, and then if you have more sites, then it goes all the way up to.
Akshat, sorry, if people, my audience doesn't know what these tools do. If people buy the tools, tell us what the tools do.
All right, yeah. So so if you're running a website, a WordPress website, you want to protect it because, especially if you're running a business critical website, if anything happens to it, you can lose. You lose customers, you lose SEO ranking, you will lose. You will, yeah. It's a big loss to your business. So you can't afford to have it go down. What we do is we protect your business website, and BlogVault lets you back up the website. Malcare lets you secure the website.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Interesting.
and
Okay.
WP Remote is our agency offering, where if you're running an agency and you have hundreds of websites and you use WP Remote to manage your entire or a large number of websites, and that includes backup, security, and more.
I see. Okay, so it's all about website security. How many websites have installed one of these three tools?
Hundreds of thousands.
Your website says 400,000. Is that accurate?
Yes, more.
Okay.
It would be even higher than that. I think that
Uh,
number has to be updated.
Have you passed them 500,000, 500,000?
We don't actually actively track it. It's
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of funny numbers there. Also, there are paying customers. There are free customers. So
Well,
yeah.
of the 400,000 installs or 500,000 installs, how many are actually paying for one of the three tools?
Uh, Again, actually, we don't track it in that manner. What we do track is we have more than 20,000 paying customers, which
Okay, so
have one or
20,000
more
paying
websites,
customers.
which have more than one or more websites on our platform.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. And there's over 400,000 websites on the platform.
Yes.
I see. Okay, give me more of the backstory here. When did you launch the company? What year?
So 2010. We go back a long way, and it was launched as a side project.
Wow.
I've
And
been doing it full time for 10 years now.
are you the sole founder?
Yes.
So you still own 100% equity today?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. How many folks are full-time on the team now?
We are 35, 36 now.
Wow. Okay, tell me about the team. How many are engineers?
Over half the team is engineers.
And where are they based?
So we are almost all of us are based in Bangalore,
Amazing. I
India.
hear the talent over there is just incredible. Is that true?
Yes, it is. It is the Silicon Valley of India. Talent, you get the best engineers in India here, but it's also highly competitive.
Oh, what's going on there, YouTube? Good to see you guys. Now imagine this. You love watching these interviews with SaaS founders, but imagine if we took all of the valuation data out from over 2,807 interviews I've done manually. Saves you a lot of time. Well, we've done this. We've built it into the beautiful interface inside of FounderPath. Check this out. I'll show you how you can access this in a second, but you log in, you connect your Stripe account, you see your valuation real time, you can see what it changed over the past 88 days, and even set goals for valuation this year. Now, the secret to valuation is there's many different ways to value a SaaS business. So the reason you're going to see 3 or 4 different valuations inside of your FounderPath dashboard, this is all free by the way, is because depending on who's doing the buying of your SaaS company, you're going to get a different valuation. A VC is going to pay a different valuation. Private equity firm is different. If you're going to do a minority sale, that's different. And if you sell the whole business, that's a different valuation. You can see all those when I hover over here. Right. So the teal is what a VC would pay. Yellow is what private equity. And red is if you sold the whole thing outright. Now, what's cool about this is not built off random data. Again, you guys hear these interviews on YouTube. All these data are built from real-time valuation data points founders share with us on the show. So traction, 1.2 million, seed round, 3.7 raise. They sold 22% of their business. Go in here and filter by the event. Maybe you only want to see companies that have sold the whole business. Well, here are a bunch that have been acquired, the valuation and the multiple. Maybe you're going out right now and you're raising your seed round. Well, go in here and look at all this recent seed deals that went down, what they raised, what valuation they raised at, and what percent that they sold. There's never been a larger data set of SaaS valuations than what you can get now inside of FounderPath, and we're thrilled to bring it to you. All right, we're going to go back to the YouTube video here in a second, but if you want to check this tool out, if you want to jump in and sign up, you can check it out for free to get your valuation at this link, founderpath.com/products/valuations. Or if you go to founderpath.com and hover over products, click on get your valuation here and go ahead and sign up to give it a whirl. Again, all that valuation data live right inside the platform. I hope to see you there. All right, let's jump back into the interview. So what do you pay a senior engineer at your company?
We don't disclose it, but yeah, it's we are one of the top payers. So the best engineers in our company would get as much as they would get in some of the most.
Yeah, but I don't know what that is though. How much is
it? It can go up to $100,000 a year.
Wow. Okay. So a good senior engineer would be doing really well if they're making $100,000 in Bengaluru.
Yes.
Okay. Amazing. And then, so 16 engineers, 36 full-time. Now, are you bootstrapped or have you raised capital?
We're fully bootstrapped.
I love this. So how do you incentivize your employees? Like, do you give them options or not? How do you incentivize them that way?
That's a good question. So we have a very generous profit sharing program where we do it based on the number of years you have spent at BlockVault and seniority. So a combination of that. And so as you spend more number of years, it almost acts as options. But yeah, we've tried to keep it as fair as possible.
Wait, Akshat, everyone wants to know how to do this. Everyone is trying to do their own version of this, but no one ever talks about it. And my audience is mainly bootstrap founders. So let's role play for a second. Let's say I was an engineer that joined your company in 5 years ago. So I've been with you for 5 years. What other inputs would you use to calculate my profit share this year?
So 5 years would be the seniority that you have. That would be number one. So we grade the people at the company based on various factors. But the impact, essentially the seniority that you have, and then the number of years you have spent at BlockVault. So for example, if you are a very senior person, but you have only spent a year in BlockVault, then the profit share would be lower than a person who might be junior than you, but has spent 5 years at BlockVault.
Yeah. So actually, let's use a real example, right? So let's say I joined as a senior engineer 5 years ago. So I'm a senior, my management level is a senior. And I've been there for 5 years. What would the math be so that I could back into what my profit sharing might be for last year?
So it would be tens of thousands of dollars would be.
Well, no, but I'm trying to get the math equation so that other founders listening can set up their own profit sharing plans.
So it depends on many factors, frankly. Like we give up almost 20% of our profit to as part of the profit share. Mm-hmm. But it again depends on how you want to structure it.
So there's 30. All 36 employees participate.
Yes, everyone participates. You have to finish a year to participate.
I see. So you have to be with you for at least a year. So there's 20% of total company profits available for profit sharing across 35.
Higher than that. Yeah, it's higher than that. Yeah, okay. But it is.
So what I'm still trying to back into is, let's say someone listening right now saying, okay, I want to copy Akshat and do 20% of my profits for profit sharing. My team is also about 30 people. How would they decide? What's the math equation to multiply that 20% by so that senior engineer who's been there for 5 years could calculate how much they'd make?
So honestly, I don't have the numbers or the formula in front of me, but what we have done is we have assigned a grade and we convert. So the way we do it is suppose you have, let's for simplicity's sake, suppose you have been here for 5 years with us, okay? And for 5 years, suppose the multiplier we add is 5. Though I don't know the exact multiplier, have the exact multiplier in front of me. And your grade is 5, and your grade is 10. So I would do 10 into 5, 50. And there's a second person who is at 4 years and grade 10. So that's 4 into 10, 40. What we will do is we'll add up all 30 people's score and then divide the overall pool by this score, by this total cumulative sum.
Yep.
And then multiply each person's factor to get the actual number.
Okay, so the two examples you just gave was a grade of 50 plus a grade of 40, so grade of 90 together. Let's say your profits last year were, I'm making this up, $100,000. You would take 100,000 divided by 90.
So you take 20% of that, so you take $20,000.
Oh, okay.
And then divided by 90, and then each person, the two people will get 5:4 ratio.
Oh, I see. So 20,000 divided by 90 is $222 per person. And then they would
50.
Sorry?
Into 50. The first person will get into 50 and second person will get into 40.
Yeah. So again, I'm calculating the unit, right? So one unit of grade is worth $222. And then one would get 50 times 222, and the other would get 40 times 222.
That's correct.
At a high level, that's how you do it.
That's roughly the maths. The exact numbers I don't have in front of me, but that's roughly the maths we have.
That makes a ton of sense. Okay, I love that. Very cool. Thanks for sharing.
And the one factor, since we are speaking so much, we really so the score is, if the more time you spend with us, the higher the ratio. So you would see like a fifth year person would make us significantly more money than a fourth year or third year person. So it's almost like stock options also. So the value increases because we know that as in SaaS, the business, the more time, time plays such an important role in creating value.
Yep. So in 2021, how much total did you pay out to employees as part of this plan?
We are not disclosing this. This is the number, but it's hundreds of thousands of dollars is what we gave to.
Do you think that'll break $1 million this year?
We would love to do it. I'm not sure we'll be able to do that. It's not, we're not that profitable.
Okay. Interesting. Well, you're profitable and you're bootstrapped, which we love.
Yeah. But we'd love to do it. And the 20%, 25% is not set in stone. We see how, so the actual other factor, and which is why it's slightly more complicated, is in SaaS, we also, what we know is that the faster we grow, the more profits we are willing to give up. In the sense, share with everyone, because so that incentivizes us to grow faster and faster. So what might be 20% at certain growth level, it might even go up to 60% at another growth level.
I see. Very interesting. Now, you mentioned ahead of the call that you can't share exact revenue, but you could share a range. What revenue range are you in today?
It's a few $1 million. It's less than 10, but a few $1 million.
Okay. Do you think you can break 10 million this year?
Very difficult.
Okay, difficult.
It's very difficult, but within a couple of years, definitely.
So let's just say the number is 4 million divided by 20,000 customers, because you're mainly selling one-time annual plans, right?
No. So we sell recurring plans, which are monthly. And this is the interesting part about our business. We have customers who pay us $100 a year, and we have customers who pay us 6 figures a year.
What's the big, don't name the customer obviously, but what's the largest customer pay you per year?
6 figures per year.
Okay.
It's a good sum.
Okay. So the largest customer is like 100,000 a year, something like that.
Yeah. It's a big sum of money. And but because of the nature of the business where we are multi-featured, and then the number of units, number of sites plays an important role.
Yeah, I imagine the biggest reason someone's going to pay you 100,000 versus just 100 a year is number of sites, right? That's what they upsell against.
Yes, number of sites plus some of the features.
Yeah, interesting. What feature is the number one reason people upgrade?
I think people spend as they get used to the platform, they want more security. Then we have some add-ons available, like we have real-time backups for WooCommerce store, for e-commerce store. So we have these add-ons which really add up to significant sums of money for people to upgrade. So So basically the business that we are in, so our we keep as we add features, we try and we try and do it in such a manner that we can get more and more. We create more and more incentive for customers to upgrade.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Now, if we want to calculate growth rate, what would you grow revenue at over the past 12 months?
I can't share that because like I mentioned, right, there are certain factors which we cannot share, but we have been growing healthily, at least 30% a year.
Okay, got it. So you grew at least 30% over the past 12 months.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. I mean, so if you keep growing at 30% per year, I mean, it feels like maybe not this year, but maybe next year you could potentially break 10 million, right? Or maybe the year after that, 2024, 2025.
Hopefully, yeah. So we are being aggressive today. Today, I think we are better placed than we have ever been to grow faster than we have ever been. So,
what do you remember the year you passed $1 million in revenue? Was it like 2013, 2014?
it was, I think, 2016 or 2017. 2016, 17 is when we passed $1 million.
2017. Okay. Now we can't end this, Akshat, without talking about your growth. You've signed up 20,000 customers. That's a ton. How have you signed up so many customers?
So WordPress is a huge ecosystem. Websites, like every business has a website, right? And there are millions and millions of websites. So the problem we are solving is essential to every business.
Well, let's be really specific, right? How many signups per month do you get from the WordPress marketplace?
We actually don't get that many signups from the WordPress marketplace. We get it mostly through word of mouth and organic traffic.
Got it. Okay. How do people find you organically? So one website has installed you. Do you have like a powered by Blog Vault button or something?
So organically, it's, SEO plays a role. A lot of articles talk about us because we have been around. So when you have a SaaS product which is 10 years in the making, brands get created, mini brand gets created. So,
what's your top keyword? What keyword drives you the most traffic?
I can't share that.
Well, I can just go look it up. I can just go look it up.
Yeah, but we get, like, frankly, a large number of keywords. But the reason we don't share it is you can look it up, but it's a very competitive space. So I don't want to arm my.
Yeah, but anyone can look it up. Anyone can look it up on SEMrush or Ahrefs. Why don't you just save me the time and name one or two keywords?
So there are so many, like the.
Okay, don't give me your best one. Give me like your third or fourth best one.
No, I'm just thinking about it. Like we would rank for. We rank for all sorts of stuff. Random stuff like how do you configure a WP config file? So we have a long range of these things, and you would be surprised by the number of search volume we get because of it. So those are also, there are so many factors over there, and which doesn't show up. In fact, if you had asked me on day one whether that keyword will rank and give me so much traffic, I would have been like, "Are you crazy?" We ended up writing that article or with being oblivious to the potential.
Interesting. Okay, that makes a ton of sense. So SEO. Now, do you have someone in-house running your SEO?
Yes, we do.
I see. How did you find that person for people listening that want to hire their own SEO in-house person?
It was we went through we posted the jobs in different forums, and we got very lucky. I think this person came through one of the local forums in India.
What was that forum
local
called?
job forums in India. I believe it was Indeed. Though I'm not sure. Like, we posted it in a bunch of places and we got lucky. Like finding good talent is, you have to get lucky.
Yeah. What's his name or her name?
So it's Bhuvesh is excellent, but he's no longer, actually his left Blog Vault just this month, just 15 days ago. So
so you have to replace him now.
Yeah, we have to replace him now.
Interesting. Okay, there's a lot of people buying companies in the space. Obviously, Saeed comes to mind. There's a lot of other people. I assume you've gotten M&A offers before, have you?
We've got, but we are not really looking to sell.
I totally understand that, which is great. I'm curious though, what's the highest offer you've gotten, even though you said no to it?
We haven't entertained anyone, so we don't. While people have sent feelers, we have been very clear because we are better positioned today. We have a better team.
Yeah, Akshat, I'm not disagreeing with any of that. You're doing the founder. You're answering this like a founder, which is fine. Which is, we're not for sale. We're better positioned, but that's not my question. My question is just, what's the most anyone has even hinted at offering?
No, so if it's the good thing is once you let people know that you're not looking for to sell, then they know. They know that
So
this is
no
not
one's no
this
one's
is not.
actually made you an offer. No one
Yeah,
said I'd
yeah,
like.
we have not entertained it at all. So we have shut it
I
out
see.
right off the bat.
What would you value the business at today?
I don't know. We are very conservative, so maybe we say 4 to 5x revenue is what we would value
So
it at.
what, like 20, 30 million bucks, something like that?
Some
I
small
mean, if
number like that.
WordPress
Yeah.
comes along and offers 30 million all cash up front, don't you have to sell? I mean, it's a perfect
No,
partnership.
no, we don't. Like I
Why would
mentioned,
you?
it's money is not a factor because if
It
you've
has
been
nothing to do
around
with
for
money.
10 years,
WordPress is your perfect partner. If you're trying to help small business
so
owners and manage and
they're
secure their
biggest competitor.
websites, why wouldn't you sell to someone like WordPress?
Their biggest competitor. So I would be like, I'm here to kick their ass. So,
So you want to beat WordPress, even though you play in their ecosystem.
so Automatic is the company, yes, and we would love to. Yeah, we think we have a better product than them, and which is what's exciting about the whole thing.
Sorry, I thought WordPress owners were installing your app on top of the WordPress instance.
So WordPress is an open source software, right? And there's a company, Automatic, whose
I know
founder
Automatic.
also created. Yeah.
We've had Matt Mullenweg on the show before, and he's
Exactly
talked.
right. So right. So Matt Mullenweg's company created. Matt Mullenweg created WordPress, but Matt Mullenweg's company also plays or makes software for WordPress. Okay, so that frankly the disjointed thing, and there's a bit of confusion there. But what we do is we play in the open source. So our customers use open source version of WordPress,
Oh,
and
understood.
not what Automatic sells.
Got it. Well, hey, listen, we're out of time. Last quick questions here. What are you spending to get a new $100 a year customer, CAC wise?
So most of it is organic. So it's a marketing team, content team salary.
Did you spend anything last month on paid ads?
Last month we have experimented, but we don't. These are just experiments.
Okay, got it. Well, let's wrap up here then with the famous five. Number one, what's your last book that you read?
Last book I read would have been what's that book by the money? Well, let's call it Atomic Habits.
Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
It's been a long time. So Jason Cohen, who founded WP Engine, so I closely follow what he does.
Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building Blog Vault?
I think Google Suite is something which we swear by.
Number four, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
8 hours.
That's good, Akshat. And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
Married with a daughter.
Okay, one kiddo. And how old are you?
I'm 39.
39. Last question. Something you wish you knew when you were 20.
That I'm extremely fortunate.
Guys, there you have it. Blog Vault launched as a side project back in 2010. They now do millions of revenue, 35 employees, bootstrapped and profitable. They paid out hundreds of thousands of dollars across their profit sharing plan last year to their employees. Again, mainly based in India, 16 in Bengaluru. Akshat now scaling nicely with 3 key products, all helping folks built on top of WordPress secure their sites. Blog Vault, Malcare, WP Remote. We'll see what happens next. Akshat, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you so much for having me again.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com /Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.